Ladies and gentlemen, I came here today to tell you something that might sound strange at first, but if you truly understand it, it will change your life forever. Make your vitamin. Yes, you heard me right. Make your vitamin. Because just like vitamins strengthen your body, the NRs in your life can strengthen your spirit if you learn how to take them right. Now, let's be honest. Nobody likes hearing No, you're not qualified. No, we're not interested. No, you're not good enough. Every time you hear that word, it stings a little bit, doesn't it? But listen, that sting is not meant to stop you. That sting is meant to wake you up. See, some people take like poison. They swallow it, they let it fester, and it kills their dreams. But champions, the ones who make history, they take that same like a vitamin. They use it to get stronger, wiser, hungrier. Because here's the truth. If you want to win in life, you're going to hear a lot of no-ahs before you get to your yes. Every dream worth chasing will test you with rejection. Every mountain worth climbing will laugh at your first few steps. But if you keep coming back, if you keep pushing through those NOs, eventually the mountain moves. Let me tell you something, my friends. The word no is not the end of your story. It's just feedback. It's life's way of asking, how bad do you really want it? When someone tells you no, they're not saying you can't do it. They're saying, prove me wrong. They're saying, show me how serious you are. They're saying, let's see what you've got. And if you're serious about your dream, you don't stop. You don't crumble. You get up, dust yourself off, and say, thank you for the vitamin. I needed that. I'm coming back stronger. Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever been told no so many times you started to doubt yourself? Maybe you tried to start a business and no one believed in you. Maybe you wanted that promotion and got passed over again and again. Maybe you opened your heart to someone and they walked away. Listen to me, rejection is redirection. When life says no, sometimes it's not denying you, it's redirecting you. Sometimes that door closed because there's a better one waiting, but you'll never find it if you stop knocking. See, the people who make it big in life, they don't avoid no, they collect them. They hunt for nanas like a lion hunts for prey because they know the more O's they face, the closer they are to the YS that will change everything. I remember a young man, he wanted to be a speaker just like you want to succeed in your field. He knocked on every door, called every school, sent out letter after letter, and all he got back were O's. No, we don't need you. No, you're not experienced. No, you're not what we're looking for. But he kept going. One day, a school finally said, well, we can't pay you, but you can come and speak. He went there and gave everything he had, spoke like it was Madison Square Garden. And from that one free speech came another invitation and another until one day people were paying him to do what he once did for free. That's the power of taking no as a vitamin, not as poison. Listen, family, you can't grow without resistance. You can't build muscle without some weight on the bar. And you can't build character without rejection, disappointment, and delay. Pressure produces power. So when you feel that pressure, don't run from it. Feed on it. Every life gives you is an opportunity to grow a little tougher, a little sharper, a little wiser. When people say no to your ideas, learn from it. Refine your vision. When the door closes in your face, check the window. When they say you can't do it, whisper to yourself, watch me. Because one day, the same people who said, no, will ask how you did it. One day, the same people who doubted you will want to partner with you. And on that day, you'll smile, not with anger, not with pride, but with gratitude. Because without their O's, you wouldn't have found your strength. Without their rejection, you wouldn't have built your resilience. Without their disbelief, you wouldn't have discovered your destiny. Let me remind you of something powerful. You were not born to quit. You were not born to give up. You were born to rise, to fight, to overcome, to create something extraordinary. The problem isn't that life says, no. The problem is that most people never learn how to say, I'm coming back. You've got to talk to yourself like a champion. When life knocks you down, say, that's all right. I eat Nenos for breakfast. When your friends stop believing in you, say, that's okay. I'm fueled by faith, not by approval. When the world shuts its doors, say, I don't need a key. I'll build my own door. See, the universe respects persistence. It bends for those who refuse to back down. It opens for those who keep knocking. It rewards those who turn no into next opportunity. So from this day forward, I want you to change the way you hear that word. When someone says, no, you can't, you hear, not yet. When someone says, no, it's impossible, you hear challenge accepted. When someone says, no one's ever done that, you say, then I'll be the first, because your destiny is too important to be stopped by a two-letter word. My friends, the world belongs to those who dare to keep going. So the next time you hear no, don't hang your head. Hold it high. Smile, because that no might just be the dose of strength you need to reach your next level. Remember this, make no your vitamin. Take it daily. Take it gratefully and watch how it transforms your life. Every no is not rejection. It's redirection. That truth, once it sinks deep into your spirit, can transform the way you face life. Most people hear the word now and take it as a full stop. They believe it means the story is over, the opportunity is gone, the door is locked forever. But that's not what no really means. No is not the end. It's a detour sign. It's life whispering, not this way, there's another route. Keep moving. Sometimes the road we want isn't the road we need, and the rejection we receive is just a redirection towards something better prepared for us. When people say, now, to you, it's easy to take it personally. You might think they're rejecting you, your value, your potential. But most of the time, they're not rejecting you. They're reacting from their own perspective, their own limits, their own fears. They're saying, no, based on what they can see, not what you can become. That's why you can't let their no define your destiny. Because while they're looking at your present, life is already preparing your future. What feels like rejection is often protection from things you don't see yet, situations that could have broken you, opportunities that weren't ready for you or you weren't ready for them. Think about how many times you've faced rejection that later made sense. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, but later a better one appeared. Maybe the relationship you fought to keep fell apart only to make space for someone who truly saw your worth. Maybe the business deal you thought was perfect collapsed, but it saved you from a partnership that would have drained your peace. Every no has a hidden message inside it, but you have to listen with faith, not frustration, to hear it. Life is not shutting doors to hurt you. It's guiding you toward doors that align with who you are meant to become. Rejection has direction written all over it, but most people never stop long enough to read the sign. They get so caught up in the emotion of being told no that they miss the wisdom behind it. Every time something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Where is this trying to lead me? That's how you turn rejection into revelation. That's how you evolve from taking no personally to taking it purposefully. You start to see that no doesn't mean never. it often means not yet. It means grow first. It means prepare yourself. Because sometimes you have the dream, but you're not ready for the weight that comes with it. The delay is not denial, it's development. The greatest stories of success are filled with moments of redirection disguised as rejection. The dreamers who made history weren't the ones who never heard NO. They were the ones who didn't stop when they did. They learned that every now was a compass point turning them toward a better path. They realized that failure is not fatal, it's formative. It shapes your focus, refines your attitude, and builds your endurance. Without rejection, you would never learn resilience. Without disappointment, you would never discover your drive. You need those NOs to push you into the parts of yourself that comfort can't reach. When life says NO, it's not saying you're not enough. It's saying there's more in you. It's saying that keep going. It's saying you can do better. It's saying that's not your door. Your door is still ahead. So the next time knocks you down, don't stare at the closed door too long. Turn around and start looking for the one that's opening. Because when one door closes, it's not rejection. It's redirection, a signal that life is aligning you with something greater than what you were reaching for. Use NO as fuel, not as failure. Every time you hear that word, you have a choice. See, you can let it drain your energy or you can let it drive you. The difference between those who quit and those who conquer lies in what they do with rejection. Some people take NO as a signal to stop trying. They shrink, they doubt themselves, they replay the moment again and again until it becomes a wall around their confidence. But winners, dreamers, and fighters, they take that same NO and turn it into gasoline for their fire. They let it feed their hunger instead of their fear. They say, you think I can't? Watch me. That's the mindset that transforms pain into power. When you treat no like failure, you give it permission to write your story. You allow someone else's opinion or circumstance to define what's possible for you. But when you treat no like fuel, you take back control. You turn it into momentum. You say to yourself, this isn't where my story ends. This is where it begins. The truth is, every successful person has a trail of O's behind them. They've been told they weren't talented enough, smart enough, connected enough, or experienced enough. And yet they didn't stop. They didn't fold under pressure. They didn't take NO as a verdict. They took it as a challenge. That's the mindset that moves mountains. You have to use rejection as energy. You have to let it light a fire in your spirit. Every NO you hear should remind you why you started, why you're fighting, why you're building. The world isn't going to hand you success on a silver platter. You have to earn it through persistence. Every closed door is an invitation to knock harder. Every failure is a lesson written in bold letters. Every now is a test of how badly you want your dream. The question is not whether you'll hear NO. You will. The question is what you'll do when you do. Think about a rocket. It can't lift off without resistance. The pressure, the force, the pushback, that's what gives it the power to rise. It's the same with you. When life pushes back, when people tell you, NO, that's the very friction that builds your strength. It's what propels you beyond limits. You can't grow without struggle. You can't rise without resistance. So instead of running from MO, run toward it. Take it, feel it, and let it remind you that you're still in the game. You're still trying. You're still alive. When someone says no, it's not a stop sign. It's a spark. It's your cue to go harder, to get better, to refine your skills and prove your worth. You may not be able to control what others say, but you can always control how you respond. You can choose to turn that rejection into motivation. You can use that disappointment to sharpen your vision. You can transform the energy of no into the fire that keeps you moving long after others give up. That's how champions are made, not by avoiding pain, but by turning it into power. Every no can be a mirror showing you where you can grow. Maybe it's not saying you're not good enough. Maybe it's saying you've got more work to do. Maybe it's not closing a door. It's guiding you toward preparation. When you learn to use no as fuel, you stop being afraid of failure because you understand that every setback carries a seed of success. The rejection you face today might be the reason you're ready when your opportunity finally arrives. It's shaping you, molding you, preparing you for what's next. So keep the fire burning. Let every no remind you that you're on the path. Let it push you to dream bigger, work harder, and believe deeper. Let it be the force that keeps you running when others stop, the energy that carries you when motivation fades. Because a no doesn't have the power to defeat you unless you hand it that power. When you use it as fuel, you rise every time someone tries to hold you back. When you use it as energy, you move forward with more focus, more drive, more determination than ever before. Collect nanos until your YS shows up. Success is not built on the first yes you get. It's built on every nano that tried to stop you before it came. Too many people give up too early because they expect life to open every door just because they knocked once. But the truth is, the doors that matter most will test your persistence. They'll make you knock again and again until your determination becomes undeniable. Every now you collect is a sign that you're still moving, still chasing, still believing. It means you're in the arena, not sitting on the sidelines, waiting for permission to live your dream. The people who make it aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They understand that each nano is simply another step on the staircase to YES. You can't reach the top without climbing through the rejections that build your resilience. Every no you hear is like another brick in the foundation of your success. It's not wasted effort. It's preparation. Every call you make, every pitch you deliver, every door you knock on that doesn't open, it's all part of the process of getting stronger, sharper, and wiser. When you start to collect O's, you take away their power to discourage you. You stop seeing rejection as a setback and start seeing it as progress. Each now means you're one step closer to the opportunity that's meant for you. The person who stops after 5 rejections never realizes that their breakthrough might have been on the 6th. The writer who gives up after 20 publishers say no never knows that number 20, one was waiting to say YES. The dreamer who quits too soon never experiences the beauty of persistence rewarded. You've got to be willing to hear no 1,000 times if your dream is big enough. Every no you receive sharpens your focus. It tests your commitment. It reveals how badly you want it. If you give up after the first few, maybe it wasn't your dream. Maybe it was just a wish. But if you're willing to stand up after every rejection and try again, that's when life starts to move in your favor. The universe doesn't reward wishers. It rewards workers. It rewards those who show up again and again, no matter how many doors close in their face. The secret isn't avoiding rejection, it's outlasting it. Collecting an O's is about building endurance. It's about training your mind to understand that rejection is just feedback, not failure. Every now carries a lesson. Maybe you need to improve your approach, refine your skill, or shift your strategy. If you pay attention, each rejection teaches you something valuable. The person who embraces those lessons moves closer to mastery, while the one who avoids rejection stays stuck in comfort. And comfort never produces greatness. The more O's you face, the more confidence you should gain, because it means you're putting yourself out there. It means you're daring to take chances, to ask, to try, to fail, to learn. It means you're alive in the pursuit of something meaningful. Each no you collect adds a layer of strength to your spirit. It reminds you that success isn't about luck. It's about perseverance. It's about having the courage to stay in the game long enough for your whys to appear. There's power in patience. There's glory in persistence. Sometimes the yes you're waiting for takes longer because it's bigger than you imagine. Sometimes it's delayed because it needs you to grow into the person who can handle it. But if you stop collecting O's, you stop your growth. Keep moving forward. Keep asking. Keep showing up. Because one day when that yes finally arrives, you'll realize that every now was not in vain. Each one was preparing you, pushing you, and pointing you exactly where you needed to be. Pressure and resistance build strength and character. Nothing great is ever built in comfort. The same way muscles grow only when they're challenged. Your character grows when life pushes against you. Every struggle, every setback, every you face adds weight to the bar of your potential. If you want to be strong, you've got to lift that weight. You can't pray for growth and run from pressure. You can't ask for greatness and expect it to come wrapped in ease. Strength is not found in what's easy. It's found in what tests you, stretches you, and forces you to rise above your limits. The people who stand tall in life didn't get there by avoiding resistance. They were forged in it. They were shaped by challenges that could have broken them, but instead built them. Every obstacle was a lesson. Every hardship was a teacher. Every moment of doubt was an invitation to believe a little more. It's easy to smile when everything's going right, but real strength shows up when nothing is. When your back is against the wall and you still choose to move forward, that's when character is born. Pressure reveals what's inside you. When life squeezes you, whatever is in you comes out. If you've built patience, determination, and faith, that's what will surface. If you've built excuses, fear, and frustration, that's what will spill over. That's why pressure is a gift. It exposes what you need to work on. It shows you where you're weak so you can become strong. Every time life turns up the heat, it's not to destroy you, but to refine you. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and so are dreamers. Without that heat, without that weight, they'd remain just stones with potential. Resistance is not your enemy, it's your personal trainer. It's the universe's way of preparing you for the next level. The more pressure you handle today, the more prepared you'll be for tomorrow's opportunities. When you push against resistance, you build endurance. When you face rejection, you build resilience. When you keep going despite the pain, you develop perseverance. Every struggle adds another layer of strength to your soul. Every trial stretches your faith a little wider. Every disappointment deepens your wisdom. You can't develop character without going through something that tests it. If everything went your way all the time, you'd never grow the discipline, patience, or humility that greatness requires. You'd never learn to appreciate success because you'd never know the cost of earning it. The pain of pressure is the price of power. The resistance you feel right now is shaping you into the person you need to become for the vision you've been given. Life doesn't give strength to those who avoid struggle. It gives it to those who stand firm in it, who keep showing up, who keep believing even when the outcome looks uncertain. Pressure has a way of clarifying your purpose. When you're under strain, you start to see what really matters. You stop wasting energy on distractions and start focusing on what's essential. That's what pressure does. It strips away the unnecessary and reveals your true core. It reminds you that growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens in the challenge zone. Every person who ever achieved something extraordinary had to go through seasons of discomfort. They had to endure the silence before the applause, the struggle before the breakthrough, the no's before the way yes. So when life gets heavy, don't curse the weight, lift it. When resistance shows up, don't back down, push through it. Because that's where the real transformation happens, in the moments that test your courage, stretch your faith, and build your willpower. Pressure and resistance don't come to stop you. They come to strengthen you. They come to shape your spirit into something unshakable, your mindset into something unbreakable, and your heart into something unstoppable. Turn now into your next opportunity. Every rejection carries a hidden possibility, but most people are too focused on the pain to see the potential. When someone says, no, it's not the end of the road. It's a signal to look for another road. The moment you shift your perspective, you stop seeing no as a wall and start seeing it as a window. That window may not be where you expected, but it will always lead you somewhere valuable if you're willing to look for it. Life rarely gives you what you ask for in the way you expect, but it always gives you what you need to grow if you're paying attention. Turning into your next opportunity is about staying alert in adversity. It's about developing the ability to ask, what else can I do? Where else can I go? How else can I make this work? Instead of shutting down. The people who rise in life are not the ones who never hear all. They're the ones who've mastered the art of pivoting. They understand that every closed door means there's another one waiting to be opened. And sometimes you have to build that door yourself. Opportunity doesn't always knock. Sometimes you have to hammer until it appears. Every nano contains direction. It forces you to adjust, to think differently, to innovate. Maybe the plan didn't work, but the lesson you learned will lead you to something better. Maybe the person who said, no, wasn't meant to walk with you to your destination. Maybe the deal that fell apart was saving you from something you couldn't see. When you start to see NO as a bridge instead of a barrier, you stop wasting time feeling defeated and start using that energy to explore new paths. Innovation is born out of rejection. The greatest inventors, artists, and leaders didn't find their big break in comfort. They found it in the middle of being told, "No," 1,000 times. Those refusals forced them to think creatively, to look at problems from a new angle, to find solutions that others overlooked. Every now is a chance to become more resourceful, more strategic, more determined. When you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? You begin to transform every setback into a setup for something greater. Opportunity hides inside obstacles. Every time something goes wrong, there's a seed of possibility waiting to be discovered. When you train your mind to look for that seed, you become unstoppable. You stop fearing rejection because you know it can't take away your potential. It can only redirect it. The moment someone tells you, NO, your mind should start searching for the next opportunity, like a radar scanning for new signals. That's how visionaries think. They don't stop at the first obstacle. They adapt, they adjust, and they act again. Sometimes your next opportunity isn't outside of you. It's inside you. Maybe the NO you heard was meant to push you to develop a skill, strengthen a weakness, or awaken a new idea. Sometimes the greatest opportunity is not a door opening. It's a version of yourself emerging. Every rejection can make you more resilient if you let it. It can sharpen your focus, clarify your purpose, and teach you how to rely on your inner strength instead of external approval. That's the true gift of a NO. It reveals how much power You really have. Life will always give you chances to start again, but you have to recognize them. Every no is not the end. It's an invitation to reinvent yourself. It's a reminder that your value isn't determined by one person's decision or one moment's outcome. You have the power to turn anything into opportunity if you refuse to stop searching for it. When one path closes, it's because there's another one waiting that's better aligned with your purpose. No doesn't mean never. It means next. It means there's something greater on the horizon for those who dare to keep moving, keep believing, and keep looking forward with faith and fire in their hearts.